friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily. The star of today's show is going to be the new Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. This little lady caused quite a stir over on the gram, and I didn't even manage to get my hands on it in the first release. It sold out so quick. I got it in the second one though. We're going to do in-depth swatches. I've even compared some of these shades to Pat McGrath Lab special shades for you guys. We're going to do a look and hopefully have some good old-fashioned makeup fun. If that sounds interesting to you, do the YouTube things like subscribe, notification bell, and let's get into it. Quickly before we zoom all the way in to create a look, this is the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. Now, Cosmic Brushes is a indie brand from the UK, and you might have heard of them from their Serenity palette, which also caused a massive stir last year. That palette was sold out when I picked this one up, otherwise I would have picked that up as well. But this color story is incredible. Like, look at that color story. Now, granted, it's not super wearable, super neutral. You can strip it down and pull some of these colors out, and it actually is quite wearable on the everyday, but I feel like you do need to be a little bit of at least a green and purple lover to be able to get your use out of this palette. This was cheap. Like, for an Australian anyway, I think this was cheap. This was 35 Australian dollars for this palette, which is just incredibly cheap, especially for an indie brand for me. And like, you'll see in the swatches, these are, especially the metallics, they're some good quality shades. And with shipping, it was $15. So all up, I paid 50 Australian dollars for the palette with shipping, which is pretty good. If you get other things from their website, they do have a minimum as well. So I don't know, I felt like that was really, really reasonable, especially for an indie brand. I actually played with this palette yesterday, and I created a look using this shadow, this one, and it was beautiful. I'll try and insert a little clip of the look. Things didn't turn out with my skin yesterday. My skin was really irritated, so I couldn't finish filming the look, but I'll try and insert a little clip of just the eye look at least, because the eye look turned out incredible. And I am impressed, you guys. Just a spoiler alert, with this palette, I am thoroughly impressed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to swipe into a full arm swatch screenshot. Then I've got a speed through of me doing individual hand swatches of each of these shades from the palette. And then it will swipe into kind of photos of me comparing some of these metallic shades to potential similar shades in my Pat McGrath Labs collection. So that will all be in the kind of slideshows, and I'll have like the mother or whatever palette the shade came from and the shade name. Just because when I swatched some of these, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm going to get questions around like how similar is some of these shades to some Pat shades, and you know, there's some really good comparisons there. Then we'll swipe into creating the look. So let's do swatches. I've already primed my lids using my Rare Beauty eye primer, and first up I'm going to take my Intensifies stick from Pat and I'm going to lay this down. Not all the way up in the crease, just where I'm going to lay the metallic down. I've been really liking starting my eyes still with metallics. And yesterday I did one eye with the Intensifies and one eye without. And the shadow performed really well without the Intensifies. I will tell you that it really, really did. The reason why I'm laying it down is because when I laid down the Intensifies yesterday on this eye, I didn't get any fallout, like glitter fallout, nothing, like even when I was applying, but I did on this eye without Intensifies, and I just would like to minimize that today, if I'm honest. I'm gonna take my Refer number 2 and I'm gonna go into Muse today, which is this little pink one. I haven't done a pink look in a little while, at least from my memory, so let's use this one today. And I'm just going to press and tap lightly just because this is kind of a slightly glitter shade, so I just want to tap to minimize any fallout. This is such a pretty shade. This really does honestly remind me of a Pat McGrath Labs shade. It's really pretty. And it feels very like cream-like in the pan, which I really enjoy as a formula. I definitely think I want to pick up the Serenity palette when that comes back in stock because I really am truly impressed. I will be keeping a much closer eye on this Cosmic Brushes brand. I can assure you of that. This has thoroughly impressed me. So that's the pink. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that's so lovely. And I don't have any fallout, which is nice. I'm going to take this What's Up Beauty R105 now and I'm going to dip into Admire, which is this little mustard shade. And I'm just gonna slowly use this just to match my top a little bit. I'm just gonna use this to slowly blend through the crease a little bit. I will tell you, this palette doesn't super like to be swatched. It swatches well, but it's gotten hard pan in the pans from swatching. Now, it hasn't, from my experience so far, impacted the performance of the eyeshadow itself. They've all still performed really, really lovely. But it's just like I want you to take note of, or you might want to take note of, is just it seems to hard pan with swatching. Now, I'm not too concerned with that. There is a Maya palette, the industrial one that I have, that kind of does the same as well. And it still performs incredibly well. It's just not an eyeshadow formula that likes to be like handled with fingers a lot. It seems to prefer brushes like the Izumei one, so I'm just wondering if this kind of formula is similar. I definitely used too big of a brush, so now I've lost my pink, but that's okay, we'll bring it back, it's fine. I should have used a smaller brush, that's a me problem. We all know I love a mustard shade around here, so this shade really sings to my heart. Let me just pick up that pink Muse shade again with my Refer 2 and I'll just bring that back because I went a little bit too hard with that mustard again, user error. I will say though, that pink mixes with that yellow mustard shade so pretty. Wow, that looks really lovely. I actually really like how those two colours are mixed together. I am now going to pick up a little bit of, actually I'm going to try Willow right here with a Refer 13. I'm just going to use that just to deepen here. If you can hear noises, my little kitty cat, Ralphie, has kind of just come in the room and he's going to be playing in the background. So we just let him do his thing, you know. I'm not super loving that, so I'm actually going to switch to Fig. I really like that actually, that's looking nice. Now I'm just going to do the same steps. I'll start with Willow just because that's what we did on the other eye. And then I'll go in with Fig and I'll recreate it on this eye. It's early in the morning, but I do have to work like in 40 minutes, so I'm trying to hurry. Alright, so that's pretty much the eyes, well that is the eyes, like we're gonna leave them there pretty much, and I think that looks really nice. I really do. It looks a little bit like mucky, pukey almost looking, but I like that personally. Like these kinds of colors together I like. So you might not, and that's okay. Just because I'm in a rush today, I'm going to do a speed through of the rest of my face makeup and then we'll come back and like do lower lash line and everything together. So 2 seconds. Base makeup is done. I've just done a really quick base today. I'm going to take my Victoria Beckham eye brightener for my lower waterline. This is Cocoa from Victoria on my top waterline. We're going into Admire with a Sephora Precision Shadow Brush. And I'll just run that underneath the lower lash line. And then just a ref for number 3, I'll go into a little bit of Fig, which is that deep, deep brown. And I'll just put a teensy little kiss of it. Inner corner, we're gonna go into Luster. Just a little pop. Victoria Beckham Future Lash Mascara. I'm not gonna put too much mascara on just because I've got to work. I think they look lovely. I'm going to take the Tower 28 Work of Art Lip Liner. And I think I'll take Negligee from Pat. And then I'll just take a bit of Victoria Beckham Bikini. let's zoom out so you guys can see the finished look. This is the finished look using the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. Honestly, I really, really like this palette. I really do. I'm never going to tell you to get anything. Everyone's value of $1 is different, so really you can make the best decision for yourself. I can just tell you if I like it. And I really, 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 really like this. I think the quality of this is beautiful, truly. The mattes work divine, the metallics work divine. I do not have a bad word to say about this eyeshadow palette, truly. And I think the cost is incredible. I really, really think overall this is a great brand, at least from the Muse palette from what I've tried. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? Is this a palette that you have picked up? Are you thinking of picking it up? Did you even know it existed? Let me know your thoughts, and what do you think of the look? I really like it. You know I love a mustard. If you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you truly. If you haven't already, pretty please give the video a like and subscribe. Just realized I forgot to put my wedding ring on today. It's one of those days. Anyway, if you're here, you're a legend. I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!